Hi sweeties, how are you doing? Welcome to Exp0sing. If this is your first time of coming across this channel, sweetheart, kindly smash that subscribe button, turn on the notifications so you are notified each time I upload, and please give this video a thumb up. I appreciate you all so much, and I am saying a very big shout out to every one of you for all the love and support you all give me here. I am truly grateful. Thank you all so much. So today we'll be talking something very important, and it's about a white man calling themselves out over the history, right? He is mad that he never knew anything about Tulsa, how they invaded black community and burned down their things and all that. He said, I went to school all my life and I never heard about this. And he was calling their people and he said, white people, you all can do better. And why are you all not teaching about this in school? I mean, he is really mad that he grew up and never heard anything about that, even in his, all through the period he was in school. And he is asking, so what are you people doing? Whitewash history and all that, which that is how it has always been. And the rest of it. Stay glued to the screen. I am just going to roll this clip. We'll come back to talk about it. And I absolutely want to read all your comments. Let me know what you all think in the comment section. And straight up, I am running the...
I read a New York Times piece on a 100-year-old survivor of the Tulsa massacre. And my question was this: what's the Tulsa massacre? You know, I was taught American history every 3 years growing up. 5th grade, 8th grade, what comes after 11th grade, and then I studied in junior college, and I've read it ever since for pleasure. How is it that it wasn't until 2 years ago that I heard about the Tulsa massacre? How is that possible? I've heard about Custer's Little Bighorn. I heard about the Alamo. I heard about the Triangle Shirtwaist Fire. I heard about all kinds of disasters in which people died. But I had never heard about this thing that happened in 1921, only 3 years before my dad was born. In the same year that Donna Reed was born, we didn't hear about this thing that happened in which essentially one of the most successful black communities in America, Black Wall Street, in which everybody was not only burned out of their homes and their businesses, but then driven out of the city limits by an angry mob of, I'm sorry, white people. How is it that this was not taught to me? Because I tell you, at the age of 10, when I was in 5th grade, living in Oakland, California, that would have been a moment of enlightenment for me. That would have told me something very, very different about the city I lived in, not just American history or the city of Tulsa. And it made me mad. It made me mad that somebody had somehow made an editorial process of what was appropriate for us to learn about our own American history. It made me angry that it took until I was, I'm 60, I'll be 66, just about 2 weeks after Juneteenth, I'll turn 66. And it took me 54 years in order to find this out. It's not right. It's not right, and it's doing a disservice to all of America in order to not point out some very, very simple, and I meant, dare I say it, facts that can be accepted. I don't want to overuse the word dispassionately, but it can be used dispassionately. That's what happened. Nobody alive today is guilty over it. Nobody alive today is to blame for it, except perhaps the people who said, let's not talk about that. That's not right. We should be able to talk about all of these aspects, so they will teach us more of the fabulous story of our diverse history and understand where we all come from. I knew more about my Portuguese heritage than I did about being black and living in Tulsa in 1921. That's not right. It's not what an education should be, and it's not what the grand, I think, lesson of even something as basic as our Pledge of Allegiance should be when we're going to dare to say the words, with liberty and justice for all. We didn't have a moment. That was not liberty and justice for all, and that's not right, and it made me mad.
I personally think that this speaks so much volume, like it speaks a lot of volume, like You all know education system and all that. The truth is that they knew that these are people's history, and that should be taught, right? People are supposed to know. They said when you talk about Black history is violent, because that was what they said. They said it's violent. It's against everything. It's against us, or it's against everything that got to do with us, because that was what they said. And someone that has lived for how many years is saying that he never knew about this, not until a few years back, right? Meaning he probably taught himself. And I am asking, why are they running away from teaching the real history? Because you can't tell me that you are proud of your history, or you are proud of what you have done, or something like that, and you are running away from teaching it. Whether you like it or not, it is part of the history. It is part of Black people's history. It is also part of your own history. And that should also be taught, right? And they want to erase everything that got to do with work. They want to erase everything that got to do with Black people. Do not talk about it. It's more like telling our kids that, they are the oppressors, and the Black people are the oppressed and all that. Man, you all go ahead and teach all this in school, because we want your own children to know. We are teaching Black people are teaching, even when they are not teaching it in their own school. Black people are educating their own kids in their own home about Black history. So even when the school refused to teach that, I also think their parents, anyway, what am I even saying? Their parents are also ignorant. Some are ignorant and do not know exactly what happened, because the school system has been lying to every one of them. They have been lying to themselves and to everyone around them. They want them to be the perfect people, the best, and every other thing. They do not want to teach the real history. And I am asking, why are you all not teaching the real history? Because it is very important. Your kids they need to know what you all did, how Tulsa, the wealthy community, prospering community, amazing community, great community. Because each time we talk about reparations and all that, they try to run away from it, right? They always want to run away from it. But then when you look at all the things they have done and still doing to Black people, do we even need to ask you people to fix what you have done wrong to them? You all are supposed to know already that, man, we have done horrible things to these people, and there is need to repair all the things, the pains, the agony, the trauma you all have caused them and still causing them. There was actually a video I made where I found out that most of the Black communities that were burnt and all that, most of them were also not able to access most of their valuables in the bank, because when their things were burnt down, their passport and all that, their means of identifications were also not with them, right? And the banks refused to pay them their money, to give them all their valuables in the bank, because they could not. I mean, you all have really done so great. I mean, you mean what I mean to Black people. And the fact that to this very moment, you all do not have remorse. I am talking too much. This is where I'm going to draw the curtain. Thank you so much for all the love and support. See you all in my next video. Bye for now.